But you know what is very alarming? I told you all some time ago about the black gold. Who remember when I did that lecture on the black gold? And after I did that lecture, Daryl Vaz came out the next morning and rubbished the claim that there is no oil in the Jamaican sea waters. Who remember that? Who remember when I spoke about the oil? And I told you that there is a reason, Courtney, why. There was a reason for all of those earthquakes. You realize there's no more earthquakes. Who realized we never had the frequency of the earthquakes? And I said to you, every time there was the quakes, the sudden quakes, there was fault lines being disrupted, goals being, you understand? And you now realize, Jamaica, there's been no frequent earthquakes from the start of the year. You know why there is no earthquake, Courtney? You know why, Jamaica? Your Prime Minister want the third term? You know why the Emirates are here? You remember I told you all about the major project to come over Riverton? You remember how they're fighting to get the cockpit, Courtney?
Yes.
What did Daryl Vaz said? No such thing. Ishmael, come here. Where is Ishmael? You remember Daryl come out? No such thing.
Yes, there's no such thing.
No such thing. No such thing, Jamaica. Wow. And here we are now being told exploration company says Jamaica could be the next major oil producing nation. Jamaica could be the next major oil producing nation. So last year to this year, what happened? Now you understand, Jamaica, that the fight for the third term, you ever hear them always say, this is going to be the most consequential election of all time. Can't afford to lose it. Can't afford to lose it. So ask yourselves, Jamaica, why the government last year denied to the people of the land? Why the government denied to the people of the land that United Gas exploration project never carried some success? I'm going to ask again. There is no way the black gold theory could have been conceptualized in the last 6 months. There is no way United Gas is saying to Jamaica right now that you are about. Because, Ishmael, you know science, you know geography. People who understand geography, who understand science, who understands the kind of experiment, who understands what is happening on fault line and shorelines. And environmental science would have known that this is a projection, not just 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. This projection would have been at least 10 years old. Will it be beneficial to Jamaica? Will it be beneficial when Andrew Holness is Prime Minister?
No.
Will it be beneficial? I want to.
28 times 4.
I'm going to read the document for you.
Revelation this could be.
Listen to this. I'm going to read it for you. You guys want to hear it, right? United Oil and Gas is intensifying efforts to attract partners to Jamaica for its offshore exploration, positioning the Walton Morant block of the island's south coast. Where?
South Coast.
Walton Morant block.
Oh, what that side?
Kobe.
Kobe. The hub?
But somebody not own Kobe already?
Listen, man. That would mirror the transformational oil discoveries in Ghana and Namibia. CEO Brian Larkin, speaking in an interview with Charles Archer, the Stocks Guy platform, outlined the company's strategy to unlock what it's called one of the Caribbean's last great untapped oil plays. I think the string of pearls is there, and we're showing prospective partners that, look, there is a serious, credible way forward here with this project. In a success case, we have got a line of multiple wells to go and drill. That this could be another Guyana or Namibia. It's all there to play for. The comparison reference recent oil discoveries to the revolutionized those nation economies. Guyana block discovered in 2015 now produces approximately 600,000 barrels per day with the potential reserves of 11,000 barrels. The company estimates 50 million is needed for the first exploration, well, which United Gas and Oil is trying to woo partners to help finance. Data on prospective oil fields of Jamaica South Coast are shared with these potential partners. We have some regional partners, some mid-caps, some major, here is this, major household names reviewing data. Larkin said, though he declined to the specific companies, a $50 million well for the size of the price here is a compelling investment case. He added, nothing the block certified mean 2.4 billion barrel potential, right? Small independent exploration is who is calling me. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night. I'm listening to the voice note of the lady. I'm wondering.
No, dearest. I move on from that topic, I move on from that topic.
No
you hear? Love you, my darling.
No problem. Good to hear.
I am saying, is who that you defend, Jesus.
Got to be more. Got to be more. Oh, good night. When you couldn't tell me so to let me in. What's
So
up?
the black oil seems to be. Where is the South Coast, Courtney? The South Coast away, St. Elizabeth.
Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, coming back this side. Manchester.
So that mean that sound like it's the cockpit. But it also said the Morant. But Jamaica.
Which means that it's more than one spots that they're
It's
eyeing.
more than one spot. But Ishmael, remember that people are, remember, no, you said the cockpit is north. No, Maria, remember that part of the cockpit is also Southland, you know.
Yeah, part of cockpit is in St. Elizabeth.
Majority of the cockpit is in St. Elizabeth.
As a matter of fact, yes, it is.
But
But
you
they
know,
wouldn't touch literally the ecosystem of the cockpit, you know. It's the wetlands off of the cockpit.
well, you can't say so, Ishmael. You don't put nothing past these people.
Well, that's true still.
You don't put nothing past these people. But you know what is interesting is that last year the government blatantly denied.
You know, it's funny you say that though, because I remember earlier this week there is a narrative from a certain man. I won't call him name over here. And this man, he was vehemently telling people to go out and vote because the people that will vote are stupid and dunce and then choose the government and listen to what people are having other people saying and get out your house and vote because this is important. And I saw him go and I say, oh, the money I behave so, and I'm supposed to be a journalist. Oh, the money I behave so.
Got to do more. Got to do more.
And he's supposed to be unbiased. You know? Air quotes.
Wow. But I'm saying, Jamaica, that something about this black oil, something about this black gold argument. And you know, I'm going to say to you, the more you hear about these perspectives for Jamaica, is the more you're going to see some people try their very best to fight to keep power.
Yeah.
And that is why Jamaica, I don't put nothing you know, I'm not going to say what I want to say. But it's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting what is happening. I said to you, you have anything to say about this black gold argument?
No. I just want them to call the election so the government can change.
Oh, you just you want.
You know, I'm glad him said that. Andre, the factory's corporation head, is he politically aligned?
But of course, Tani Shirley has always been a laborer.
Okay.
Tani Shirley is known as a laborer.
So him get to be the head of factory's corporation. I saw run things in this country now.
Don't you realize that everywhere you look in this country? Hold on there. Wait. One of my. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, Andre.
Yes.
How are you? I don't want to interrupt your conversation, but I think you're still talking about the black gold in Jamaica.
Yeah, talk to me.
All right. For my people, good night. Hot topic people, good night. Remember I came on Hot Topic and spoke about this 3 years ago. I said to you guys that there's oil and there's gold in Jamaica.
Yes.
Right? But telling us, don't get all jumpy and thinking about that we Jamaicans are going to benefit from this. We are not going to benefit from this. If you're not part of the 12 families who owns the wealth here, you're not getting any of it. You're not seeing anything trickle down to we, the poor people. Me are telling you that.
Oh, okay.
If the money stay in a power, me are telling you, all right, listen carefully. You see, United Oil,
yes,
they block everybody from in the Caribbean from investing anything into this company.
Oh.
So the only persons who can invest in this oil company that will it will come out. So Jamaica have oil, you know,
Mm.
billions of barrels, you know. Remember, it come out already, you know, and Vaz come and say, no, go so.
Mm. But you know, if Daryl Vaz not have no credibility.
Come on. We all know that, Andre.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, no Jamaican can invest in this company. So if you're not from the Americans, or if you're not from Britain,
Europe,
where the company is, where the company is, you're not allowed to buy shares in this company, right? And don't believe the gas prices are gonna go down, people. Get that out on the head. Don't think that way. Another thing, in terms of the gold, remember when the lady did find pyrite and Jamaica did, everybody did run go down. I don't remember which parish. I think it's St. Elizabeth or Trelawney. One of them.
Hanover.
When everybody did, when everybody did run go down there. I'm telling you something, the value of pyrite. It is used in medicine. It is used to make prescription glasses. Nobody told you that. Nobody telling you the health effects. Remember, there was a gentleman who was there buying pyrite from people, and people was asking him why you buy it from them is have value, and nobody did answer them. That's the value. Pyrite is valued at millions of dollars. So that's a next mineral that we are gonna miss out on.
Yes.
And for the gold, where Canada has the gold mine in Clarendon, people, I'm telling us that Jamaica have so many wealth because we're located on the equator. If you remember that we have dormant volcanoes here, that doesn't mean that they can't get active.
Yes.
But what are the minerals that are within those locations make them a try dig off the cockpit country so much? Not understand what go on in Jamaica. Una sit down there and make this man all the country for your next 3 or 4 or whatever.
No, him want 5. Him say him want 5 more years.
In belly, you think a full. You think a belly full. Next thing you don't know, now lift him up in a hand cart because the way all him fat, you're not gonna be able to manage him. Remember me telling you that.
All right.
Jamaica is valued at billions of dollars, but what they do, they destroy the economy first, then build it up. That's what is happening. But you know, look what go on.
All right.
Point to note.
But interestingly, there is a project in St. Anne that is now controversial. Have Jamaica heard about the Bengal project, the Bengal mining project that the government has lied about? Want to not hear about that one? I thought is you going to the court and expose it or no?
No, it wasn't me. Shaggy.
Have you guys heard about the Bengal project? I want to hear about it. Should I talk about it? Do you want me to talk about it? The Bengal project. Bengal. I'm going to teach you. The Bengal, the company may abandon mining plans. Here's what is happening. Bengal Development may no longer pursue its controversial limestone mining project in the ecologically sensitive Dry Harbour Mountains in St. Anne. The company signaled a possible shift during a testimony Thursday in the court. The government say, one only things are going over the Jamaica. One only thing are going in the project. So the government look like they approve the project and them never make. We know so the project approve. And the area is a sensitive, eco-friendly area. And what is happening now is the government will have to withdraw the license. So Bengal will not be able to do the mining project. You hear what I said to you? This is again deception. Just as how them look at you and say, there is no oil, there is no gold, many things happening. But because Jamaica is so distracted with everything that is happening on the land, these serious environmental issues are not being spoken about. Just as how them a thief up the beach, them round the island. Just like in a Portland, plenty beaches and beachfront properties. I said, what is happening in Portland with the people in beachfront?
Them a thief front in a Portland. And I beg 5 more years so they can drill oil and thief oil. And need 5 more years so they can put up Navy Island and give it to their friends. They're asking for 5 more years. So while they're giving people, say it's lie and say them giving people road when them don't even know how to sign a contract to give people road. Them putting up land and they're distributing Jamaican property amongst their friends and families. They're opening businesses for their families, their brothers and their sisters, while ordinary Jamaicans are either suffering through extrajudicial killings, military presence, and frequent police stops and abuse. Once you have on an orange band, you get abused and harassed. But you know, all things is for a time. So the people of Portland who now understand and appreciate that the beaches are all taken away from them, slowly but surely, and by trickery, notwithstanding a court case. Blue Lagoon has a name in front of it and it starts with S. But
Really?
is it true I'm just an ordinary black man? I'm not going to get into it because people appoint them friends and put them in high places. I don't want no drama. So as I continue to advocate for people of Portland and encourage them on the ground, because on the ground is a different thing. Don't watch the internet. Portland Eastern belongs to the People's National Party. Nobody can stop that. And all of this is because of the deception by the Jamaica Labour Party and the constant corruption and the constant trying to take away Jamaican property and give it to them friends. That's all I'm going to say on that.
But you talk about the extrajudicial killings. Jamaica, have you seen the video of the man who is fearing for his life? Producer, play the video of the man.
No, before you play that video, before you play the video, I just want to say something on that. There is no, and attorneys can speak to this. I don't know if other attorneys are speaking it. I now have a new career, turning in persons on the hit list. On the death squad list, young men are afraid and turn themselves into the police station. That's the new thing now that lawyers have to be doing. And really? So take it serious. Yes, take it serious because poor people pick me na hana money for a hire lawyer for things that them not do. I find it completely, and I want to be put on record that I find it completely offensive that once again we are found ourselves in a position that police officers have wider powers than judges. Appreciate Jamaica that even in circumstances where a human being protected by the Constitution and the presumption of innocence is tried and convicted in a court of law, no judge that sits in Jamaica currently has the power to exercise the death penalty. 1988 was the last time a death penalty was carried out in Jamaica. And so for extrajudicial killings to bring us to 140 at this juncture, we ought to be concerned about it because it is not a real and true indicator of a reduction in crime. Because every life is valuable, we have to think about that. And be very mindful. That's it.
Listen to what the man said is happening to him.
Andre Davis, his family and attorney journeyed to our offices on Tuesday to tell us why he feels targeted by the police. They say it's been over a year since the police have been visiting his house along First Avenue in Vineyard Town, claiming he's a person of interest. His attorney, Vincent Willesey, says the cops visit quite often.
They have been going to his home at least 5 times per week. Every week.
They say the cops last visited on Sunday at 8 p.m. masked up with no identification or warrant. Mr. Davis says he has become terrified.
I feel scared. I feel they might kill me. That's my fear. I feel they might kill me.
His attorney, Vincent Weleze, says after hearing allegations of his client being a person of interest, he took him to at least 2 police locations in Kingston, South Camp and Ellison Roads to get clarity.
And I made an inquiry personally of the police at Hammond Barracks, and they told me that Mr. Davis is not a person of interest and that he is not needed by the police. Subsequent to that, I went to Ellison Road and I met with the DDI at Ellison Road. Mr. Davis was in his office as well, and he unequivocally told us that the police has no interest in Mr. Davis.
The mother of Mr. Davis's child says the action of the cops has driven fear in everyone around him.
It take a toll upon my child, it take a toll upon the family, it take a toll upon him, because I'm afraid of him life. From me tell you say I'm afraid, I mean I'm afraid. Look a girl herself scared. When she see police, she's scared.
His attorney is appealing for the High Command to investigate in a bid to curtail the possible unlawful actions of the cops. But Commander of the East Kingston Police Division, Superintendent Michelle Campbell, says they have reasons to be checking on Mr. Davis.
Though Mr. Davis is not a feature on our wanted list, he has been a subject of recent intelligence-driven operational activities within the space based on his alleged involvement in activity.
But based on his alleged involvement.
So them are alleged harass him then.
No regard for the Constitution.
Well, he's fortunate because he's not a part of the 140 murdered by the police.
But I just indicated to you that there's a new niche market for attorneys, and I implore all attorneys to use their offices to surrender persons to the police, so that senior officers can be aware as to whether or not their clients are on the death list. Because this thing where body cameras are not being used and officers have wide hours to simply play judge and jury in the name of self-defense cannot be a crime-fighting tool. It is sanctioned police killings by the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, and the police commissioner.
But I said,
and Indicom is helpless because they can only work with evidence. And when persons are masked up, like in the case of a young man who lost his life in Montego Bay, the Indicom says although the sister was assaulted and punched and beaten and thrown to the floor, she could not identify the men, although Indicom was aware that she was properly assaulted. So court is evidence-based, and when you don't reach court, there's no case. And then it's easy for somebody to just come on to thing and say, targeted driven intelligence. What if those who use smartphones are not smart? Just a question.
Good point.
I will leave it at that.
but she said that intelligence gathered, allegedly he needs to be monitored. So if he needs to be monitored, is that the way you monitor him though?
There's no space in law for that. But you know, this is a very sensitive topic. And I believe that the young man that you played the video, he's properly represented by a competent attorney. So I leave that attorney to speak for that. But for the 140 who are dead, there are persons in the space who are rejoicing for that. I take no pleasure in that and will not participate in the celebration of breaches of the right to life and of unanswered questions and the campaign smearing by talking about from intelligence gathering when a third world country respectively is lacking in many things, including intelligence. We have to think about what we're doing because the facilities are not in place. As a developing country, we still are a long way in terms of giving even the police officers the proper equipment to carry out their functions intelligently.
Wow.
I don't know.
This to me, Jamaica. There's something about it that I can't understand. Why is it? But them said there's no targeted operation. You know, Isaac and Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take an issue with the lady not shaking the Prime Minister's hand?
No, she has a right not to. What do you mean?
But you see, there is a video going around of a PNP lady. Show the video for me now, please.
I don't understand people.
I think Jamaican producer, can you
what's the name of the
On the Google map, it's Sterling Castle, but we are popularly known as Charlemont Farms.
Well, listen, thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
But you know, I hear people beating the lady. I said, do you remember some years ago when the then opposition leader decided not to shake the political ombudsman hand?
Blair.
You don't remember when Andrew Holness decided not to shake the political ombudsman hand?
Yes, your karma work though.
Are we talking about karma? Are we talking about human rights, personal space? Are we talking about how respectful she was? She bowed to him. I'm sure judges who are far superior than the ordinary citizens could take great pleasure in accepting that the woman actually bowed to the Prime Minister and didn't make any body contact. So I don't know. It depends on what culture you're from, because the lady was quite respectful. And I can tell you this, as a candidate, there are persons in the Jamaica Labour Party who don't even look at you, let alone talk to you. And so as the Prime Minister, I'm sure he's not taking any qualms with that, because he knows how to win over people, and he knows how the floor is. It is for politicians to speak on it. I think Damian Crawford handled it well because he shook the Prime Minister's hand. He didn't leave him hanging. But I hope they both had hand sanitizers at the end of it.
There are persons who are saying that this woman should be prosecuted for what she did to the Prime Minister.
All right.
What can go so?
There are persons out there who are saying that she should have.
Don't you think that's
those
a bit of a stretch, though?
Those persons don't know anything about infrastructure. It is those persons who are sleeping while their companions are creeping.
I know so it go.
It is those persons, you understand, that take issue with beautiful peaking. Those people are people of very low aptitude.
When a man can look at a party that someone supports and say them behave like dogs, I wouldn't want to shake that man's hand. And I hear what they said, the PMP coming like dogs chasing.
Well, to be frank, still, you know, she was, as Isaac would have said, she was very respectful. She kept she kept saying sir. She kept her tone was on at one level. She was speaking about only the issues. When he extended to shake her hand, she's well within her right not to, because it's called, you know, the respect for space. So if I don't want to shake your hand, Andre, and you decide that you are adamant to shake my hand,
It's social distancing. Remember, them said there has been an increase in COVID.
No. Guys, if you didn't know, corruption is contagious.
Repeat that.
Corruption is contagious.
Oh,
so for those
help. We key out of the letter.
We need your divine intervention.
They say she don't want to catch the infectious disease.
No.
She don't want to catch.
I'm proud of her.
Catch the adhesive fingers.
No, that's the same way. I don't care. I don't care who want to cuss me. I don't care who want to cuss me or vex me. One thing, two things. You have to certify a statutory declaration. And I have to know for sure say you're up on the sexual offences list. Me not shake nobody. me not shake nobody hand until me know them things. So till Delroy release the list so we know who up on it. Worst
Ball out!
The former woman where Anthony General move. Rather than talking about the issues, we should talk about how much woman, the girls them, the whole heap of woman them with the Prime Minister have. What's your name?
Stay tuned for more PDTV News Evening Highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.